This free website gives you access to 36 different titles that can be played live, asynchronously, or even in a hot seat mode to explore the game solo. It also includes 20 additional titles that are either in beta or alpha testing. Some of these are prototypes that are being play tested. The next option would be print and play.
This is 18 Los Angeles. It's an 18XX game from the Tracks. It is a print and play. The advantage of print and play is that you get an appreciation for the effort it takes to make an 18XX game. These are laminated paper towels or cardstock. You have the shares. The tokens I actually got from RailsonBoard. And you have charters, your trains, and of course, the board. In this case, I made a very simple folded laminated board with a tape hinge on the back. Lays flat. This is my purpose. Of course, to be able to make a print and play game, first you have to have access to the files. Like I said, I got the files from Tracks, and they have a website where you can order a bunch of games that they have. To make a print and play game requires you to have a certain number of tools. The first is a good cutting board, a roller cutter, a steel roll, the laminator, laminating pouches, shipping labels. But I think the biggest advantage is that you gain the skills to do things like find the files for an expansion. This is the 18EU private companies expansion, and I was able to make charters listing all the special powers. These files were available, I believe, on Board Game Geek. Or a friend of mine on the Discord had actually made files for 2038, which makes the charters a little bit more interesting and a little bit more helpful. So with the skills you gain, you are able to create your own 18XX game. And I recommend everyone does at least one, because it gives you the appreciation of what it takes to make an 18XX game. Another option is to pay somebody to make the games for you. This is two examples of games that I purchased from Golden Spike Games, but the components are very similar to the print and play. The biggest advantage of doing this, having someone else do it, is twofold. First, like I said, it's a very experienced hand. He has done thousands of these games. The quality is much better than I can do. You get a professionally printed rule book, and what I like probably most is the mounted boards, which is much better than my little laminated fold together board. Now I'll put the link to Golden Spike Games in there. He has about 20 some titles available right now. And it takes between a year and 18 months to get your game. Another way of getting hold of 18XX games is the secondary market. This is a small selection of the games I've purchased off the secondary market. Many of these games are very difficult to get. 1829 and the green edition are two that I wanted in my collection just for the bit of history. 1830, of course, you need to have the base of the game. 1880, which was recommended by many people, and I really enjoy that one. I actually purchased 1860 as a two-player game originally. 2038 is an interesting title. It's fun, a little bit more randomness than some people like. And of course, the very first game I purchased, which was a Deep Thought copy of 1889. This one was actually manufactured by All Board Games. Again, it is a handmade version, but I was able to find it on the secondary market, and this was the first game I owned, and the second game I played. 2.5 years ago, when I first started playing 18XX games, 18 Chesapeake's Kickstarter had just finished, and it is what actually sparked my interest in 18XX a year. These were the only two titles that I could find on a publisher's website. Now we come to today, and the situation is much different. This is one of the reasons I think we're living in a golden age of 18XX. GMT now has 3 titles in stock: 1846, 1862, and 1848 are all available right now, at least as I checked the stock this morning. Scott at All Aboard Game has many titles available. Being able to jump on the website, order a game, and have it at your home in about 2 weeks, that's pretty special. Additionally, we have Kickstarters coming up. I know that Grand Trunk Games has open late pledges for 1889 on GameFound. I know that 1880 is getting a reprint from Lookout Games. The availability of 18XX games in the last 2.5 years has been accelerated. I hear the conductor. That means it's time to go. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and a comment. Until next time, have fun trading.